Hi guys, Spino here. Today we'll be finishing up my tier list for supports today. I did the DPS tier list like a day ago, I think. I was supposed to release this yesterday, but it was just raining all day and I can barely speak. And so I thought I would just do it today. So yeah, here we are. And again, it's going to be easier as zero, most of the unit, and 4 stars will be, E6, of course. So, not wasting any time, we'll just straight go into it because I'm kind of busy, and yeah, I would like to finish this really fast too. But I'll still explain why they're there, okay? Starting off, we have Bronya here. Bronya, I think she was the best unit when the game dropped, but still, I think she's really good. Again, the skill is like same, so yeah. I think she's still a solid S tier unit, just because of the buffs she provides, and of course, action value. Her skill literally gives you 100% action value. It's so good for hyper carry units, especially like a Zila and stuff, like all the time anyway. But now I guess you use a Sparkle over her because Sparkle's buffs are a little bit better for Zila and other hyper carry units. But still, she has her plays, like she's still good in Jingliu teams and some other hyper carry units. Plus, you can also use, the Sparkle Bronya tech. It's actually kind of hard to use, but you can still, pull it off. But I think she's still worth an S tier unit. If you get her from, losing a 50-50, it's not that bad. It's better than getting a Bailu or Yanqing, so, she's still an S tier unit. So don't underestimate her. Bronya is still one of the best units you can still get. Now, Pella is really good. Now, Pella, in my opinion, is the best debuffer in the game when it comes to defense down anyway. Yes, she is better than Silverwolf. The only place she loses to Silverwolf is, in single target. Even then, there's a problem with Silverwolf, and it's like it comes to the light cones. Silverwolf actually doesn't have a really good light cone unless you have the event light cone that you got from when she dropped way back in 1.1, or you have her signature. That's the only two light codes Silverwolf can actually use. Otherwise, she cannot do a 3-turn ult, and that's kind of bad. A 4-turn ult on Silverwolf, it's like you're losing literally 2 cycle almost. That's kind of rough. Not gonna lie, it's rough. So in that way, yes, Pella is actually better. Plus, she's skill point negative almost. As long as you have the what's that? The Luca, Forza Luca icon, so you can even get defense down with your basic attacks. She has a crazy 45% defense down. So don't underestimate Pella just because she's a 4-star. Just build her. She's free. Like literally, you get her for free when you play the game, I think. And the more Eidolons have, better she gets. That's also one good thing about her. You can easily get her Eidolons. Now moving on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna consider this as male MC as the what preservation. Yeah, this is preservation. Okay, preservation MC is, I think she's like C. Like he cannot solo sustain anymore, and you kind of want a solo sustainer in the end game rather than duo sustainers. When the game started, like you kind of use two sustainers. Like you use a healer and shielder because I don't know. That's how you used to play when the game first released. You used two sustainers. Yeah, there was a time when we used to use two sustainers. Okay, but now it's like solo sustainers, or you don't even run a sustainer. So in that regards, the preservation MC, the fire MC, he kind of fell off really hard. So yeah, I would not recommend to build him. He's got a decent on Akron teams though, as long as your Akron has the DPS. If your Akron can one shot the enemy, he's actually pretty good because he can get two debuffs. Like you can run the Trend of the Universe Lycon, and he can use the Taunt, so he can actually get a lot of stacks for your Akron. But that's the only team he can might come useful, but the rest of the he's kind of bad. You can also run him as a breaker, but again, like I said, Preservation MC is not that good on the current meta. Now this MC, I'll consider this HMC, Harmony MC, and Harmony MC is, I think he's a plus. Like, I don't even want to talk about break, man. Like the only weakness break even has is like if the enemy has toughness reduction, or they can literally block their toughness. But few enemies have that. Like like Sam has it, and maybe the deer also goes into toughness reduction mode. But it's like you just need to wait 1 cycle, and then you just one shot them anyway. So it doesn't matter, man. Like, and HMC is literally like one of the core characters for Firefly to work. So if you have Firefly and if you don't build HMC, you're kind of regretting. You need to build HMC. First thing, HMC is like free SL. You literally get all the her for free, and you also get her items for free. You get E6 HMC for literally free. Like you just need to play the game and you get her for free. And she's easy to build. She can use a 3-star icon called Mashing Cogs. Yeah, there's a 3-star icon that literally is really good on her. As long as you get it to, S5, it's a 3-star icon. You can easily get it to, a high tier. What is that called? Ascension? I don't even know. I forgot what it's called, but you can literally get it to S5 easily. And uh, the value as HMC is provided, she's like a DPS herself. She can do sub DPS damage. Her DPS does get improved by Ruame, but we're gonna talk about her layers. But she can do some damage on her own while assisting, buffing, her DPS like Firefly. I think Firefly is the only one she helps, but what you want, man? Like she's just break is so good, and Firefly is just good because of her and Run, in my opinion. That's why she's gonna be S plus, and plus she's free, man. Like come on, she's literally free. You don't even need to spend a single dollar to get her. So yeah, she's S plus. I don't know what else to say. Okay, Tingyan. Tingyan. I think Tingyan is S, right? Yeah, I think she's still S tier. Like, okay, now I'm gonna talk about Tingyan. Tingyan is really good. Oh, by the way, I forgot that HMC can be used in all the freaking modes too. All these 4 units, they're all good on every mode. Like you can use them on Pure Fiction, MOC, Apocalypse. They all do really good. And Tingyon is a really good unit. As such, what Tingyo does is, she literally batteries your DPS or your sub DPS or even your other buffer. Like maybe if you're running a Robin and you want to get Robin's ult fast, you just ult on Robin and voila, she gets her ult almost immediately. Like she's still need to skill, but you get the point. She was really good. Maybe like 4 patches ago, maybe she would be like S plus unit. I'm not even lying. She was like S plus, but she fell off right now because there are certain units like Acheron or Firefly they really don't want. They don't spam their ult. Plus, they don't have the energy system, right? They have their own system. Like, yeah, Firefly has the energy system, but she just kills 2 times and she gets her ult back anyway, so it doesn't make a big difference. And Acheron has the debuff system, right? Like she gets points for each debuff your ally puts, so she kind of fell off, but still, a lot of units still use her, like hypercarry units and some other units still use her. But she's still so versatile, and I use her a lot. I think she's still an easy, solid S tier unit. So building her, I don't think you will regret her. Hey, maybe we get the 5-star version of her, and maybe she synergizes with her 5-star version. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool, two Tignos. Let's see what future holds. But I think Stylion is still a solid buffer. Like, come on, damage boost, attack buff, speed buff, energy regen. Still solid in my books, man. Like that's solid unit for a 4-star. I think she's solid as well. Now Asta might have fell off a little bit, but I don't think she fell off that much. I still think Asta's pretty good. Now what does Asta do? Asta gives you a whole team wide speed boost. It's kind of sad. Like there's a lot of units that give you speed boost now. It's not like it's rare anymore, but she's a 4-star, so you can see. Plus, she gives your whole team an attack buff and a little bit of defense buff. I'm sure. I think she also gives you defense buff. Plus, she's also really good at bosses at destroying their toughness bar. Like she's really good at removing a single target enemy toughness because she can heal the enemy multiple times. And I don't think you'll go wrong in building Asta. I think her strongest team currently is now I think it's like Firefly team. But do you want to swap Ruame with Asta? That's your choice. And most of the people will not, and that's what I'm saying. It's like Ruame is such a thing. Like so many other units don't get the time to shine. If Ruame wasn't a thing, I think Asta would have been easily S tier and maybe best unit for Firefly teams. But she exists, and yeah. So Asta has to be there. Her other teams, I think she does really well on DOT teams like Kafka, Black Swan. She does really good against with them. And any other team, I don't think she does well with follow-up teams. Like I think you have Robin and stuff, and you also have Ruame for follow-up teams. But I think our best team is like Firefly and Dot team. Like that's the 2 places she shines. Plus, she can also be a break unit herself because Super Break is so broken, and she actually has pretty good break numbers because she's fire unit. So yeah, there's that too. Moving on, we have where are the supports? I had to put somebody on the D tier, so I guess it's gonna be Natasha. Yeah, just don't build her. Her healing is not that good. Her cleanse is the only good part. She has 1 cleanse. That's it. Like everything else, she's not gonna do DPS. Her healing is so bad, and Just for one class, I'm not gonna build her, man. It's just not worth it. And she's like a free unit. Maybe I'm being too mean, but nah, I'm not gonna build Natasha. And maybe I guess she's like C. Like, yeah, I think she's C tier, man. Yeah, I think I'm being mean, but I guess nobody cares about Natasha, man. I guess she can stay on C tier. I guess she'll feel lonely in D tier. So let's put her on C, but don't build her, okay? She's not that good. Like you get her for free, but it's just not worth it, man. Like you can use her on the first few parts on the story. That's it. After that, yeah, just don't use her. Just don't use her. If you get Bailu, just swap immediately. Or if you get Lynx, just swap it. Just if you get any other healer or sustainer, just swap. Even March is kind of better than her. And I'm gonna talk about March, I guess. Yeah, just immediately swap. Okay, she's not that good. And talking about March, yeah, here's March. March preservation, I think it's better than HMC. Like preservation MC anyway. Yeah, March. If you guys don't know, March also has a cleanse on her shield. I think it's like a trace. Is it a trace? Yeah, I think it's a trace. On one of her trace, she gets a cleanse. What March does is, she protects one ally and she protects that ally really well. Also, I think she also improves that ally's taunt. So you have a Clara March gimmick that's really good, but nobody uses that much now because nobody cares about it. I guess March again, she does pretty decent on the current pure fiction just because you attack, you trigger the freaking pure fiction bonus, right? The buff. So she's kind of doing okay, but I would not recommend. Like, she's not that good, man. Unless you're trying to do those, 4 star challenges. If you're doing that 4 star challenge, you want to beat the whole MOC with just 4 stars. March is actually gonna come in clutch. Like with her freeze and everything, she will come in clutch. But if you don't have any anything like that, you have no intention of doing 4 star challenges, then don't build her. Just I think the new March will be better. So I guess you have to build her now. I think about it. Or just level up her to level 80 and just keep it and just build a new March. The Hunt March will be better, I think. So if you want to build it, I will say just invest on the Hunt March. It's like imaginary element is always going to be good to have. So yeah. Now Jafar. Jafar is solid. He's a solid A tier sustainer. Like I see Jafar a lot in B tier. I don't think he's a B tier, man. The only problem with Jafar, I'm gonna be honest, is like he needs two things. One, he needs the ER rope, and second, he kinda needs that Londo's Lycon. That Lycon gives him more aggro and stuff that will make his ult, so he can spam his ult simply. Plus, this other downside is he doesn't have cleanse. Again, not having cleanse is a problem, but I've been still using him, and I think he does really well in MOC. 12, and I think he does fire in pure fiction. In Apocalyptic Shadow, I think he struggles. It's just way too much CC. Like, it's not about, again, keeping your team alive. He keeps them alive, but it's just sometimes he just gets CC chained, so I cannot bring his ult up. So it's like, it's kind of hard, man. His shields are good, but it's just not having the cleanse hurts him. That's why I don't think he's like S tier. If you want to be on the S tier, at least you need some cleanse, but you can't say he's B tier now, but I think he's still so solid. Like, still able to performance in, MOC 10 is like a big thing if you're a sustainer. So he doesn't have any buffs or anything, but maybe he is B tier. Right now, I think about it. Yeah, not having cleanse hurts, I guess. But I'm gonna be honest, just him not having the cleanse is his only biggest weakness. Okay, he can still keep your team alive. It's just not having cleanse, I guess, hurts. So I guess he's gonna be on the B tier for now. And yeah, unfortunate. Bailu, I think save situation, not having cleanse again. I guess B tier has a lot of healing, has damage reduction. Your team's not gonna die, and even if you die, I guess she does have one revive. I think Bailu has way more value in the early game. Consider Japar plus Bailu is so much easier to build in the early game. But like I said, these two units are really good. It's just they don't have cleanse. If they had cleanse, like or CC effect immunity, these two would be so high. Like they could easily be on A or A tier minimum because they can just keep your team alive. They won't provide you with any buffs or debuffs, but still able to keep your team alive. I think that's already a big thing. But not having cleanse really hinders their ability in my opinion. So they're both going to be on B tier right for now. Now who else is like Loach? Loach. Oh my god, Loach. Best sustainer in 1.1, I guess. Now is probably nature, yeah. So why Locho's A tier is simply because he has a cleanse. That's it, and he has auto healer too. So if you drop below 60% health, he heals you for free. But again, he doesn't provide anything else. That's why he's not on the S tier. Like he's currently A tier in my opinion. He does his job though. He keeps your team alive. He keeps your team alive. So yeah, that's all he's gonna do. Plus, I think he has the buff removal too, so he can remove enemies buff one buff. So it's just one buff, man. If he can remove the whole buff, whole enemy buff, that'd be kind of cool. But he can only remove one buff. That's kind of not a big deal. A lot of enemy, characters can do. Pela can also do buff removal, if I remember. So Launcher is gonna be there, but if he comes in on a rerun, I will literally say don't pull on him. Like he's just not worth it. I would rather pull on the new character. What's her name? Lingsha or Ho-Ho over him. I think those two abundance units will give you more in value. Like I don't know much about Lingsha, but I'm sure Ho-Ho is way better than him. Like way better than Launcher at this point. So I would not recommend to get him at all. Now Silver. Silver. Come on, hold on. Man, scrolling is such a pain. I'm not gonna be honest. I wish I had a freaking laptop or PC. Silver was gonna be. So I'm gonna tell you about Silver Wolf. Silver Wolf is easy as if you have her Lycon or her event con. I think it's called the tutorial. The tutorial icon that you got on 1.1 event. If you don't have her with that icon, and if you're a new guy and you got Silver Wolf on the rerun, she's gonna be A tier, top A tier. So what does Silver does? She puts debuff on single target. So she's a high single target debuffer. So the two places you're going to use her mostly is on Apocalyptic Shadow and on MOC. You are not going to use her on Pure Fiction whatsoever. So she's not going to be a Pure Fiction whatsoever. But the problem is, like I said, the light cone issue. If you don't have her signature or if you don't have the event light cone, she's easy A tier. But if you have it, it's like S tier. So I'm just telling you, she's not bad unit. It's just she has shit light cones. Let me just tell you that. Uh, if you have the event Lycon, she can do a 3 tunnel. That's like huge, especially for Akron. She's like that's like humongous. Like I have her with that Lycon. That's the reason why for me she's like an easiest tier. But if you're a new player and you just started playing her and you just got her on rerun and you don't have her with the Lycon, she's like A. It's unfortunate, but yeah, Pella is just better than Silver. We just have to accept that part and just move on, okay? But Silver is a really good unit. Like if you're a beginner, having that weakness implant ability is kind of huge, but it's coming a little bit of a downside because there's so many units that can literally put weakness, right? So many DPS like Firefly, Boot Hill, freaking Akron can also negate in some way, and even the future unit like what's her name, Face Shell can also do somewhat weakness shenanigans. So it's kind of sad, but yeah, she's coming down. Oh, Yukong. You know, I'm gonna be honest. If you have if you don't have a E6 Yukong, she's D tier. I'm not even lying, but if you have E6 Yukong, she's like probably C tier. Holy shit, Yukong! Like, okay, problems with Yukong. You don't have teams for her to use. Like literally, I think there's two teams you can use Yukong. Is one is like Imbibitor team, but you need Sparkle. If you don't have Sparkle, you run out of energy problems. And like I said, you need E6 Yukong. First thing, you need E6 Yukong. You know what? I want to put Natasha D tier so bad. Like I hate seeing her on C tier for some reason. I don't know. I hate seeing Natasha on C tier, but whatever. So Yukong. If you don't know, she needs E6 to work. Otherwise, you need to skill. Then you have to all to get the crit rate and crit damage boost. By the way, her crit rate and crit damage boost is huge. Like it's a lot of crit rate and crit damage. And the second problem is she doesn't have team to work. The two teams I know is like one is like the Clara team where you can kind of use her buffs, and the other team is Imbibitor team. And like I said, Imbibitor have way better supports than Yukong. Like Imbibitor can literally use like someone like Sparkle and Ting Yon, the other Foxian, rather than Yukong. So it's just a shame, but yeah, Yukong is kinda not good. I think that they kind of messed up with her Yukong. I think they nerfed her on release too. It's like they did something with Yukong, and let's just say she's not that good. And I would not recommend to build her whatsoever. Even though she's a Foxian, looks cool, don't build her. Lynx. Yes, Lynx. Lynx is feature. So thing about Lynx is even though Lynx has the CC, like a cleanse and stuff, he's only gonna be on the beach here. Unfortunately, he's not on par with Laucha when it comes to healing. And healing is a big thing. Now you need healing. Like I'm not even lying. Like if you don't do healing and cleansing at the really good way, you're kind of struggling in Amosi. And current Amosis hit hard. I mean, they hit hard, like really hard. But Lynx do have some really good teams like Clara, freaking what's his name, Blade and stuff. So it's not like Lynx doesn't have team. It's just her healing is so bad. Even if you give her a good light cone, it's just not up there with other units. And the only thing she has is that team air, team cleanse, and you have to wait another 2 or 3 turns to get that thing up again. So it's not that you can get up that I don't know cleanse again unless you have an MOC buff that pumps you up, gives you a lot of energy. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, and if Lynx herself doesn't have high effectress, she's gonna get CC'd and your team literally gonna die, and it's kind of sad, man. So she's still a good unit to get on early game, because of her, she can do the cleansing as long as you build her properly. But I think having some a limited sustain is always good, and I think having these two are just better in the early game. Like Jeffpot and Bailu, I think it just provides a little bit better in the early game than Lynx, and late game Lynx is not that good. The heal, anyway. Now I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna talk about all the other healers right here. So we have Fusion. Where are the others? We have Adventuring. So I'm gonna talk about all the three sustainers together, limited sustainers, because it's kind of pain to put, one on the above. It's like, and Hoa, I don't know how you call her name. I think her name is the hardest for me to pronounce. It's like I literally call her Ho Ho, literally because I don't know. So these three are the limited sustainers you can get currently anyway. Fushuan, Ho Ho, Hua, the Fox Girl, and Adventuring. All three of them are incredible. I think they're better than these anyway. Like sustainers are always way better. Like they have way higher value than you guys think. When you're a beginner, especially when you're starting the game, you're a new player, sustainers have way better value because you want one limited sustainer minimum. Because the other one can be covered by a 4-star, but you still need one good limit system. And these three are incredible. Like I said, anyone can be better than the other. Like it's literally team dependent. If you want one to be better, I think Adventuring is the only one that's like better than these two, just because of the his skill point negative almost. He can get the shield up. He has the effectress, so he's not gonna get team CC'd. He has that big ass shields. Has the ult that also gives you, I think, the crit damage bonus. But at the same time, he's not going to be that good on a follow-up team. I mean, on a DOT team. On a DOT team, you want Hua because, she gives you that energy, the attack damage burst, and the speed boost also. So it's like, and then you have Fujuan, a really good, solid, preservation unit that won't let your team die because she takes the damage herself. But she also struggles with AoE, base enemies or DOT enemies because, she doesn't have that. But you can also solve that problem by giving her a ER rope so she can ult really fast. So these units, I think they're all S tier. You can put anyone on the S plus. You can literally put anyone of the S plus depending on your team. These three are literally based on your team. And I'm also gonna put the last sustainer here. I think he's like, in my opinion, currently the best sustainer just because the meta is like, where did I put him? Oh, here it is. The meta is so on break side. I think Gallagher is easily the best sustainer among them. Like you can put him in the S plus just because break is like S plus, I guess you can say, but because of the contest, I'm also gonna put him on the S tier. Like I said, he's good on break. Outside, he's decent. It's not like OP, he's decent. He's good on every format, like Pure Fiction, Apocalypse Shadow. Like he's good. You can literally say he's S plus just because he's a 4-star and he's so easy to get. But I don't want to literally start a war on the comment section like I did on DPS. Okay, so yeah, I think he's solid. I think he's best unit just because he's free. I'm not like he's the 4-star, so he's easy to get. I think he's also free. I think you can get him on the event currently. There's the event going on. You can get him. I think. Oh, by the way, you need E2 so you can get the cleanse. So if your team does get cleansed, you're running a break team, so I don't think you need to worry about that part. But if you do get CC'd, just use that cleanse and yeah. He's also skill point negative, so you don't even need to skill most of the time. He can keep your team alive easily, gives you a break damage buff. I think it's like a debuff on the enemy, so they take more break damage. So yeah, he's solid. He's like solid. Like I said, he's like you can literally set any of these. These four are literally good. Build him. Build Gallagher. Like he's free. Like just build him. E2 Gallagher OP. On Firefly team, he OP. Like you need to know, Lingsha's not gonna come till another patch and a half. So you have to wait another maybe 2 months for Linsha to come. So Firefly team still need him for another freaking 2 months. So just build this unit, like literally, just build him. He's that strong. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This just break is so strong. Unless it's nerfed, this man is gonna be usable. So just yeah. And the only way they're gonna nerf break is literally block the enemy's toughness bar, and they can't do that. It's like literally the core mechanism of the game is to remove toughness so you can damage. And if they do some bullshit like blocking their weakness like to every unit, that's gonna be kind of cheating. Like, right? They have to remove. Like Sam does that in a way, but it's like one cycle. So like I said, it's not a big deal. Not able to do damage for one cycle, it's not a big deal. Like you can still do it because break is that OP. So yeah. And who else? Here we go. I guess now we have to talk about her, right? Like, do I have to talk about her? Like, literally, man. Like, do I have to talk about this unit? Like, the best unit. And she's best unit not because Break is the best archetype right now. It's just she's that good. Okay, they messed up creating this unit. Okay, Ruame, even if break wasn't a thing, I think she's still the best unit and the only unit I would say just is a must pull. Like she's a must pull on every single account. New account, old account, if you don't have her, just get her. Like it's that simple. You see Ruame on the next rerun, get her. She is so hard to power creep or even to do anything. It's kind of OP. Like I said, this unit here is relied on this unit in a way, but it's not because she's OP because, like I said, it's not because of Super Break or because of Break. She was OP even before Super Break was a thing. I'm gonna be honest. Like people slept on her a little bit, but yeah. So what does Ruan Mei gives you? She gives you a speed boost, 10% speed boost to all allies. That's normal. It's not a big deal, right? Well, it is a big deal when you combine with that with damage boost to the whole team on top of breakness efficiency. Yeah, you do more toughness damage. That's fair. 30. That's only 30. I think it's like 30% more toughness efficiency. That's fair. Yeah, that's not a big deal. What if you break the enemy? Oh, they get delayed in action order. Oh, that's also fair. On top of that, they thought it would be good to give her alt type press pen of 25%. 25% alt type press pen. The one way that could have been fair if they just stick it said, oh, you get alt type or ice rust pen or something like that rather than just whole element. Then she would have been kind of balanced, but even then, I think she would have been OP in break teams. But yeah, yeah, that's fair. Oh, by the way, she also gives you 20 break to all teammates. So yeah, she also gives you 2 break. So, yeah, that's a lot of things she gives. And I need some water, or else my throat's gonna get wrecked. So give me a moment, guys. So I can gladly this time say she's the best unit in the game because I know everybody in their mom knows Rua May is literally Queen May, and she's the best unit in HSR. So yeah, no backlashes here on the comment this time. So yeah, she's got here, and she's gonna stay there for another 2 or 3 years, for I know. Unless they make another unit that's like broken as hell, and I hope it's Sunday because man, that guy needs some fucking screen time. Now where is the other supports, man? I can't even see supports. Just fucking DPS everywhere. Ah, there she is. I think so. Sparkle is West Plus. Look, not a break centric unit that's actually strong. Yeah, Sparkle, if you guys know about Sparkle is essential to any hyper carry teams or any strong hyper carry teams anyway. Like you can take for you can take what's his name? Imbibitor Lone. She's good with she's decent with I guess Jing Liu, but I wouldn't say Jing Liu, but she's good with every other deep hyper carry DPS like Zilla, Jing Yuan, freaking Adventure and what is Adventure? Argent. Similar those units like an action forward and use a lot of skill points like Chinchue too, I guess. If you're using Chinchue and yeah, she's really good. And she has no downside. Like I think her action forward is like 50%. She doesn't get the 100% action forward like Bronya. That's actually a good thing because she only gives you 50% action forward, her buff actually stays after a while. So even you buff them, if they have a follow-up attack, that follow-up attack will also receive that buff. That's actually kind of good. That's why she's so good with Jing Yuan, and Bronya kind of fell off for Jing Yuan in that regards. Plus, her ult gives you I think it's like skill damage a bonus on top of regenerating 4 skill points, so you don't need to worry about running out of skill points. So really strong unit, and she's also getting a rerun. So yes, that's the good thing. She's getting a rerun in the patch. I think it's like second half with Zhao Q. So if you are hyper carry and if you got the inhibitor Lune, I think yeah, if you did got the inhibitor Lune on the rerun, yeah, you should get her. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have inhibitor Lune, and I don't think I will get her. It's just not worth for my account. My account is mostly like a DOT and break style focus. I only have Akron. Oh, by the way, she's also good for E2 Akron. So if you have E2 Akron or even her signature Lycon, she's actually good for Akron teams too. So yeah, she's actually really broken. So yeah, think about her, okay? Really good unit. Really good unit. Don't sleep on Sparkle, okay? Just because Ruame exists. Now, at least like one more. Oh yeah, two more actually. Okay. Wait, did I put? Oh, okay. Spark. Freaking Robin. Now, Robin is a weird one. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with Robin. I have Robin, so I know what she does really well. So Robin, if you have her signature, S plus, easy S plus, team wide, action forward and everything. But if you don't have her signature, S tier. So she has energy problems, and you think you can solve it with ER rope, and no, you can't. And you think you can solve that with running around a full forward team, then you might able to. But even then, I don't think she. So they did release a event Lycon with her, like a 4-star Lycon, event Lycon, but that Lycon is not that good. That's what I learned anyway, because I also had that Lycon and I tried it out and I was like, man. By the way, I have signature Lycon on my Robin, so I can see the difference, like a big difference. It's like it's not about the buff. It's like she cannot constantly get her ult back up, and it just hurts. By the way, she's an incredible unit on all formats. It's just that energy I think kind of holds her back a little bit, so she cannot consistently get that thing. And consistency goes a long way. And when it comes to her team, her best team I think is the follow-up team with uh fuck it, what is the name? Ratio, Top Path, Adventuring. I think her best team easily. But she also does really good in dot teams. Even though Ruame exists, she's actually sometimes gets better than Ruame when it comes to dot teams, and I'm kind of surprised and I'm happy that I got that reason. So really good for dot teams, really good for full teams, and probably a really good unit for future win DPS. I just saw her freaking animation leaks, and I'm gonna be honest, I think HSR just went broke for just doing her animation. Like, yeah, Facia is gonna be fun, right? Yay! Can't wait for her. Oh, Facia, man. And last unit, Jakyu. I don't know much about Jakyu, so I'm gonna tell you what I know about him. I don't know. He could be S tier easy. I think Jakyu is still gonna be S tier even after the nerfs. Like, can he be S plus? It's dependent on how good he is. Like, so I'm gonna tell you his best team is gonna be Akron team. So he's gonna be an Akron team. He's like a Pella, but a nerfed Pella, you could say. So what Jakyu gives you is Jakyu does uh invulnerability beacon. So he doesn't put defense down, he puts vulnerability down. And vulnerability down means you will do a lot of damage up front. So you don't need to stack like a lot of defense to get defense down value. Like Pella's defense shot, you need to put more defense so you can do more damage, right? Invulnerability is like you put that thing once and you will do the same damage again and again. So it's like that's what he does. Plus he gives you ult damage on his ult. Plus he gets DOT damage. So he's also decent on DOT teams. That's what I think he is anyway. His DOT numbers, I don't know much about it. I don't think it's gonna be that high like Black Swan or anything. Like maybe he will do somewhere like 20 to 30,000 DOT damage and he gives all damage boost. Then he's gonna be good on Kafka teams too, because Kafka also gets a lot of damage from her ult. So yeah, don't sleep on him. I will say Jakyu, even after the nerfs, he got a lot of nerfs. I mean, he got nerfed to the bone, man. Like, you need to know this character was once arguably the second most broken unit if they released him like that. Like if they released him like that, he would have been on par with Ruan Mei, but they nerfed him. Like, they took his healing first, then they took his defense down ability, then they nerfed his ult, then they also nerfed his trace. I think his trace was something like effectress. Effect rate, he literally release enemies effectress. Yeah, he removes their effectress by a certain amount of his effectress. It was kind of crazy, kid, but yeah, they just nerfed him. But I still think he's really good. Like, you could put any of these, defense units up there, but yeah, it's not gonna change. And Jiaoqiu could also go S plus. How his kit is gonna be, I can tell you one thing: he's gonna be OP in pure fiction with Akron team, 100%. So yeah, that's gonna be one thing. I don't think he's gonna be A tier. I don't think he has the Lycon problem anymore because, like I said, I think his best Lycon is probably gonna be Isopray. I think his best gonna be Isopray. He still needs some effective traits, so he might need Isopray, but I think it's gonna be solid S tier minimum. I'm sure he's gonna be S tier. Like they just guarded him, and that's the only problem. But I think it's gonna be a solid unit. Just wait for people to drop his guides and let them do their numbers, and you'll know what he does. But for Akron team, if you don't have Silver Wolf, I think he's gonna be a really good pick anyway. But Silver Wolf could be good if you have the even like or like signature. If you have the money to pull the signature, I think Silver Wolf will be good. But I think he can also give you spam, alt spam ability on Akron. So he's gonna be good in two teams. I think he's gonna be good in DOT teams and on Akron teams. So just keep him in mind, and don't sleep on him just because he exists. And looks like our short tier list video is gonna come to an end. You guys can go check my DPS tier list if you guys want. I think the only change I will do is probably ship Topaz to A tier in that tier list, and maybe bring Lune up to S tier. Just because sparkles are on the corner. I think somebody on my comment did say sparkles coming. So yeah, maybe in that regard, maybe Lune could be on S tier and Topaz could be on A tier. Oh, by the way, fun fact, I forgot to tell you. Yes, Topaz is gonna get good competition from a 4-star. So yeah, if you guys didn't see the kits and stuff, I'm just gonna you know leak kit. I guess you could say it's not a leak; it's been out. I guess yeah, Moses kit is literally Topaz's kit, but it's 4-star version, so you need some eidolons. But yeah, Topaz is a 4-star version of. I mean, no, Moses is a 4-star version of Topaz. So yeah, if you don't have Topaz, well, you just get Moses and build him, and voila, you have a miniature Topaz in your team. So yeah, I'm gonna do that because I don't have Topaz, and I tried to get her, and yeah. So looks like the video is gonna come to an end, and this is a tier list. You can see C tier. I should have put Natasha on D tier, but she can stay, I guess. You can see on B tier you have Chapad, Bailu, Links. A tier you have Silverwolf, Asta, and Locha. I'm just gonna make sure if I put every single support because I think I didn't. Like, let me check one more time. Did I put all the supports? Support. Oh my god, I forgot Hani. Oh, well, that was the close one. Hania's A tier, easy. Hania's easy A tier. I think Hania just got power up by Sparkle. I'm so sorry, Hania. I didn't saw you there. I was like, man, supports are so low. And I was like, oh, Hania. So what Hania does is simple. She gives you a single enemy. I mean, no enemy. I mean, an ally, speed boost and attack boost. She also generates skill. I can't say great unit. It's just she got power cup to Narnia by Sparkle. So literally they released Sparkle right after releasing Narnia. So yeah, if Sparkle wasn't a thing, she could have actually been in some of the teams like Inhibitor teams and some other skill point heavy teams. She could be in. I think she's a solid A tier. So if you like her design, you can actually build her. She's actually a really good unit. And again, we're going back, and that's the S tier and S plus tier. Like I said, you can put Adventure in almost in this plus tier, but like sustainer's job is to keep your team sustaining, and these people do that and give you a small buff. Like right, they give you a small buff and they keep your team alive. I think that's doing the job. Again, Robin with Lycon, I think should have been S plus, but and whole team action advantage is valuable in all the formats like Pure Fiction, MOC, everywhere. It's really good, but it's just Lycon, man. You guys will know the difference when you get her Lycon and when you don't have her Lycon. It's like big. But in the future, maybe she's gonna go up with the units, like I said, like future units, or some of the future units could be cracked as hell, and Robin can go up. So don't sleep on Robin too. And of course, Rua Mei being the Queen Mei, she's gonna be on the best unit you can pull, the one and only unit I'm gonna say. And again, HMC is only there just because she's literally free, in my opinion, a free unit that is doing really good on the current meta. Is like OP, yeah. Unless they do something about the super break or the break themselves, she's gonna be there. Like just build her, man. I think Sparkle is better. Of course, Sparkle is better than HMC. By the way, I also forgot to tell you, but Ruan Mei is easy to build. You just need a 3-star icon called Mashing Cogs, and yeah, she works. Isn't that cool? All you need to do is get her to maybe 134 speed. If you want her to be a fast Ruan Mei, then you can run her 134 speed so she can 2 times run. And give her 160 breaks, so she gets the whole buff itself. So yeah, that's it. And if you guys did find this video helpful, in any way, just leave a like. And think that's more than good enough. And yeah, see you tomorrow because tomorrow's my patch dropping. So yeah, I will probably try to build my March and see how good she is. And yeah, I will drop a video if you should build March or not. Like if the new Hunt March is worth building or not. Yeah. And bye guys.